a secret inheritance.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Until he accidentally butt-dialed her.
Now,
I spent $100,000 gambling.
And throwing money at strippers.
he's coming clean to his wife.
For 2 years, she thought you were going to work, but you were just checking into a hotel.
And his daughter.
What the hell is wrong with you spending all the money? I struggle to pay for college.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you. Well, Angie is here, and she says her husband of 25 years, John, is a liar. She says that he kept his inheritance a secret and spent over $100,000 without telling her. And she says John almost got away with it. That is until he accidentally butt-dialed her. I hate it when that happens. When she listened to the voicemail, she says she heard him unknowingly confess everything. And I have a copy. Listen.
If I take this 90 grand and go do something, we make any kind of money off of it, and now she gets half it. I'm pissed off about 40 grand in 6 months. My wife didn't know about that either, so.
Well, there's more. Despite being caught red-handed, Angie says John refuses to admit what or who he blew all of that money on. That is until today.
My 25-year marriage to John is like being shipwrecked. I'm in a crisis. We just keep failing. I'm tired of living like this.
Go to see.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. The pain makes it real. I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and feel. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost, I feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel, cause this drive it kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
Attorney get a divorce. Good, Angie?
Divorce is pretty imminent. We fight every day.
We fight so much. The only time we don't fight is when we're asleep. Angie thinks she's a perfect specimen. And I'm an A.
So you try to come across every swinging that you're holier than everybody else.
John has blown over $100,000. John's been deceptive. He's lied about his inheritance. We're in financial ruin. It's just a mountain of bills.
I'll admit, I've been so self-centered and a sneaky SOB that I can't remember what I said 5 years ago or 5 weeks ago. When I know I'm doing something wrong, I lie my butt off. When my father passed away, I cashed in some stock and it came out to a total of $88,000. My wife didn't know anything about the inheritance.
John accidentally butt dialed me, and that is how I found out about the $88,000, and I recorded it.
Long story short, I walked away with $90,000. When I came in here, I up about 40 grand in 6 months. My wife didn't know about that either.
It was my money, so I did what I wanted to. I wanted to just go have a good time for John. Angie threatens me about wanting to get divorced. I tell her, leave. You're not getting anything from me. Don't let the door hit you.
John told me that if I try to take the house from him, he will burn the house down.
You're not taking the house from me. I'll burn it down.
I would love it if John would just honestly own up to what he's done.
Okay, now, first off, you two have been married for 25 years?
24.
24. Okay, and how much, if any of that, has been happy?
Maybe the first 6 months.
We had 4 or 5 years that were good before we had children.
Are you serious? You're serious. You tried to divorce me whenever I got pregnant with Savannah.
Yeah, because...
You moved out on us.
Yeah, you knew I didn't want to have kids. I felt trapped.
You're so full of You told everybody you wanted to.
Okay. So it didn't start off well.
No, he's always been a liar. He's always been hiding stuff. He's always been sneaky.
Okay, but you say that now, today, you want to come clean about everything, about how you spent the money, the whole thing, right?
Oh, wow, really?
Right?
Yes, sir.
Why now? Why here?
I love this woman. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And the only way to come clean is come to you and come clean, that's what I'm going to do.
All right, well, let's get to it.
You really think he loves me the way he's been treating me?
I don't know.
You've
I
heard
just
the
met him.
tapes and everything, right?
Well, I just met
Is
him.
that
I don't
love?
know. Give me a minute.
I know.
I mean,
just,
damn. Give me a minute. Okay. Now, I asked John and Angie to each describe the state of their marriage. So I have that on tape. Let's take a look at what they said.
The state of our marriage right now is very chaotic, very cancerous. Fighting 5.5 days a week is not healthy.
My marriage is basically a war zone. The pot is always simmering and about ready to boil over.
On a scale of 1 to 10, on a good day, I'd give him a marriage of 5. On a bad day, -1.
I give my marriage a -1. It's awful.
Okay, so bad.
Very bad.
Both of you say. Are there any good times?
When he's asleep.
I've been blamed for 25 years for everything. It's always me that's done everything. No matter that takes two to tango, I'm always the one that's in the wrong, no matter what.
I've been supporting us for over 25 years. Are you serious?
Okay, I never worked, yeah. And
Okay, if you hadn't left the voicemail accidentally, would she still be in the dark about this money?
Until now.
But you probably wouldn't be here.
The voicemail had nothing to do with me coming here. Our marriage has just gotten so bad and everything that keeps building up.
So independent of that, the marriage was in dire straits?
Correct.
Okay. Why did you marry her to begin with?
I just came out of divorce a couple of years prior to that, and I needed somebody that was stable and basically had common sense, not like my first wife, and I loved her. She was everything I needed. Basically, she was my foundation because I was a weak individual.
You wanted me to fit the bills, basically, right? And I was like a patsy.
No.
That's what it seems like to me. I needed her.
Okay, take it for the way you want it.
Well, that's what it sounds like. What do y'all think? I mean, really, doesn't it sound like that? Or am I reading into this wrong?
I don't know. I just got here. I'm gathering information, and then see, I accumulate that information,
Right.
and based on everything that people say, then I try to form some action plan to head off in a constructive direction. And I'm going to be a hero today because this has to get better.
It has to get better.
Because you
Without
can't
you,
fall off the floor.
No,
I mean,
definitely. We're already there.
Well, that's right. I mean, this is the only way you can go is up, right?
Right.
Okay. Aside from the lying,
Right.
and I know that's a big aside, but aside from the lying, if he wasn't a liar, how is he otherwise?
I mean, he's good. You know, I guess he's a good parent.
When I was working 75, 80 hours a week, I was great.
You were great because you were supporting us. Now you're not doing nothing.
When my health deteriorated and I couldn't get a medical card to drive a truck, now I'm a...
He says you're lazy.
I'm not lazy.
Oh,
How
he
am I
sent us
lazy?
some overwhelming evidence that you're lazy.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, okay. That means I'm lazy right there?
That's what he said is evidence that you're lazy. It's
Are you
laundry
serious?
and leftover brownie in a pot.
Okay, that's funny.
Why? I got to say, I was not bowled over by this.
Well, the only reason was because our house is for sale and our house is immaculate right now so people can see it. All the stuff that would normally be around is not around. But like that brownie pan, for instance, I don't even eat brownies. They're so lazy. It irritates the fire to me because I'm anal about everything being clean. They'll leave that one brownie in there and wait for me to take it out, scrub the pan, put it up.
We're not waiting for you. We're trying to finish the pan.
The laundry, Dr. Phil, when I go to use the washer and dryer, that's what I run into. So I've got to move somebody else's stuff because they halfway do everything.
Okay.
If you're going to put a load in the washer and dryer, finish it. Don't let somebody else do it.
Well, I guess I need to set a timer, right, for myself?
Well, if you get off Twitter, you'd know when it was done.
I mean, I have to pretty much feed you all the time like a mama bird or something. So you think I got time to worry about the laundry being in there?
The only time you're not on Twitter is when you're asleep.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
That's why that never gets done.
The man won't even eat unless I bring him home something. So lazy. Seriously.
Lazy. I do all the grocery shopping, all the cooking.
Yeah, you do because you're so anal about it.
You know one thing that I've decided?
Right.
Would you like to know one thing I've decided?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, I do.
Well, maybe I'll tell you.
Okay.
when we come back.
Okay. I haven't touched him in 8 years because I knew I'm not stupid.
I never denied it. I just didn't admit it.
Well, hello?
And later,
I spent over 60-something thousand gambling. The rest of it was in a strip club.
throwing money at strippers.
What the hell is wrong with you spending all the money? It's like, I struggle to pay for college.
Tomorrow.
She abandoned her daughter to go and live with her girlfriend in a car.
I put up shades to keep people from watching us sleep.
Where is she going?
You have a tracking device on her car.
What is she doing?
The device shows some really radical behavior.
And what would happen if her parents said,
"We're not willing to take care of your child anymore. Now what are you going to do?"
I guess I've got my child living in a car with me and my girlfriend.
That's tomorrow. Then, on Wednesday, is cat hoarding taking over her life?
You can't go to dinner without her worrying about the cats.
I check in on them with the cameras.
Were you afraid they're going to watch the wrong channel or something?
That's Wednesday.
I believe John has a porn addiction because of some of the sick stuff I saw him looking at.
Years ago, I went to a Sex Addicts Anonymous class. I couldn't get anything out of it because all I did was watch pornography movies. I went to the strip clubs and had a girl give me a lap dance, but that's not pornography.
I believe that John might have possibly cheated on me. I found an email. My husband was talking to this person about meeting up with her and getting into a hot tub.
Angie found out about it the night before Thanksgiving. She packed up, took the girls. I cheated on Angie that night because I was lonely.
Okay, we just heard John admitting to cheating on his wife of 25 years. What did you hear?
I just heard he cheated. And because he was lonely, supposedly. How were you lonely? Because I didn't move out till then. That's the last time we had any kind of relationship because I found out about it.
But you say you thought you were getting a divorce.
Right, we'd been talking about it before.
So you didn't think you were cheating, right?
Are you crazy? You've never mentioned divorce.
We've always talked about divorce when we first moved in that house. No, I thought I was getting divorced. I don't have a relationship with my parents. She took my daughter, my two daughters and herself, and they left the night before Thanksgiving. Yeah, I thought
No, you told us to go, remember?
I thought our family was over.
He was trying to usher us out of the house really fast.
How long had she been gone before this happened?
The same night.
Yeah, see? He didn't wait, did he? No, he didn't wait.
I didn't come
You're
here
such a liar.
I didn't come here to lie. I'm telling you the truth. It happened the same night.
Yeah, because you had it planned. No wonder you wanted us to get out of there. He kept
How long
hurrying
had you
us
known
up.
this woman?
A few months off the internet. I don't really.
So you knew her before?
I've been talking to her on email.
Yeah. Why?
Just the way our marriage has been going forever. We weren't ever happy.
We had a good marriage up until then. Sort of, I guess. I mean, I was at least sleeping with him. I haven't touched him in 8 years. Because I knew I'm not stupid. A woman's not stupid.
I never denied it. I just didn't admit it.
Well, hello? That's not denying it? Okay.
So you were lying by omission?
Yes.
But that's a lie.
Yes.
Let me get this straight now. So you left on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, to go see my sister. He told me, go ahead and go see your sister and everything. I had no idea he was planning on cheating on me.
Had you had Thanksgiving dinner? Did y'all have Thanksgiving as a family?
It was the night before.
No, it was the night before because he told me to go have, Thanksgiving dinner with my family there.
Okay.
Because
so y'all didn't think you should have Thanksgiving dinner as a family? You guys as a family?
Yeah, he said, oh, I'm just going to stay here by myself.
We were
Poor
fighting.
me.
That's not true. We were fighting.
No, we weren't fighting. That's not true. He's lying.
I'm just trying to get a picture of this.
No, I know, but
I'm thinking through this. So, okay, it's night before Thanksgiving, and the marriage is in such a state that you decide I'm going to load the girls up and go somewhere and leave him home for Thanksgiving, and he's calling another woman to get together and have Thanksgiving dinner with.
He's lying.
But that's what happened. He did get with her on Thanksgiving.
I know. That's his ulterior motive was always to, move me out of the house real fast so he can do whatever he wanted to do. Now I know.
How many times have you seen this woman?
One time, 8 years ago.
One time, so that didn't go very well.
No, sir.
And where'd that take place?
In Houston.
It wasn't at your house?
Oh, no, sir. It was at her house.
Thank God you didn't do it at our house.
No, it wasn't at our house, no, sir.
Okay. And did it meet your expectations?
No, sir. I felt guilty about it after the fact.
Seriously? You felt guilty?
Yeah, because I felt like I was throwing away what we had.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much, you did. Because I never touched you ever since then.
Yeah, I realized
I don't
that.
Well, I
kiss
thought
him.
you just found out about it now.
What? No, I had like some kind of idea because I found the email about it on our computer.
Mm-hmm.
I found it, and I had inklings about it or whatever, but I didn't know for fact. But now I know.
He has a picture of somebody naked.
I didn't think he would do that again. I loved him.
And later, for 2 years, you told her you were going to work, but you were just going down the street and checking into a hotel.
Right. No matter what I do, I'm wrong.
You've kind of hung in here and not done much when you don't confront these things, you don't react to them.
I do confront him.
Well, I put together a line of things that I think I would have expected to at least be a trigger for some kind of action in some way. And actually, it wound up being your timeline of inaction. You find that he has a picture, a topless picture of a family member in his truck. You find it.
Yes, I did find
This
it.
is a family member.
Right.
We don't need to be specific, but
Right.
it's okay. And you find that, so what do? Well,
I confronted him.
I confronted him and told him it's not a big deal, and he told me it's not a big deal and get over it.
Right. I trusted him. I guess that's my mistake.
Okay, so that he has a picture of somebody naked.
Mm-hmm.
Did that seem like this is really odd?
Oh, of course it seemed really odd. I
But
was
he
with
said
my
it's
aunt
not a
whenever I
big deal,
found it.
get over it. And so you trusted him. Trusted him to what?
I didn't think he would do that again, you know?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So you thought,
I loved him.
okay, you said, okay, you
What
get
a
a free
fool I've
one. I
been,
give you a
right?
pass here. And I'll get over it. Okay, so now let's jump ahead. We go now. Here you decide that he's addicted to porn.
Right.
Okay, so when you find out he's addicted to porn, then I beat him with magazines.
Yes.
I told him no sexual relations. I gave up on him, but I chose to overlook his behavior.
I didn't choose to overlook his behavior. I asked him to go to counseling and everything. We tried counseling. We tried counseling throughout the years.
Okay,
It's
but
never helped.
those are your words, not mine.
Right.
Okay, let's jump ahead to July of 2010. Okay, now this is when you suspect infidelity.
Right.
Okay, so at this point, you sent an email, I can't stop you, nor do I want to, if you need and want this. So he said, look, you're going to do what you're going to do.
Well, but
2013.
that's also because my daughter begged me to stay with their dad.
Okay,
My
we're going to get
Savannah
to
did.
that in a minute. All right, 2013. You receive an IRS demand. John said, just a mistake, and lied about $88,000 inheritance. I tried to confront him, and he wouldn't admit it, so I gave up. I let it go after that. You get a demand from the IRS for taxes on $88,000. He said, that's a mistake. So you just said, I just let it go.
Right. I guess I'm a fool, okay? I know.
Well, let's go ahead here. Okay, June 2016. He leaves you this butt dial voicemail that this inheritance that he told you was just a big mistake, that he actually blew. Okay? You confronted him, but I gave up asking because I was never going to get an answer, so why beat my head over it? December 2016. He fell for a $4,500 loan scam. He just got, I cried, I couldn't believe it. So, I mean, everybody gets scammed, I get that. You teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
I'm not excusing his behavior,
No.
I'm just saying.
I know I've never made him respect me. And that's what I'm trying to prevent for my daughters.
But you're role modeling that for your daughters.
Well, because that's what I've always been taught. You know, my mom did the same thing, and I guess, I don't know, I put up with it. Stupid, but yeah, put up with it.
Well, he says he wants to come clean about what he spent all this money on, where and what, and when we come back, we're going to let him come clean right after the break.
What was the stupidest thing I ever did?
Are you serious? Is that worth it? Because now your kid can't go to college. She's thinking about becoming a stripper just to pay for her college. John is very reckless with his money. Our money, actually. Actually, my money, because he doesn't work.
In 5 years, I blew $100,000. In my defense, I only used my inheritance to go to strip clubs and gambling. Well, I need to have at least $2,000 or $3,000. If I go in there with less than that, it's no fun. I want to be able to do what I want to do.
My husband and I have claimed bankruptcy twice. Both times we lost our house.
A few years ago, I had applied for a loan on Craigslist, and it turned out to be a scam. I got taken for $4,500. My wife has to quit dwelling on the past of mistakes I made and try to move forward if this marriage is going to work.
Okay, John admits to having a time of his life blowing over $100,000. Now, what did you spend this money on? Where did you spend it? Who did you spend it on? What did you get for this money? You said you want to come clean, spit it out.
I spent over $60-something thousand gambling in casino in Louisiana.
Gambling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about the rest of it?
The rest of it was in a strip club.
Okay, and you spent it, what, throwing money at strippers or?
Throwing money at strippers, drinking, getting private dances.
Uh-huh.
Is that worth it? Because now your kid can't go to college. She's thinking about becoming a stripper just to pay for her college. Are you serious?
So you get an inheritance, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've gotten more than one inheritance payout, right?
Well, the first one, where this started in 2013, I had stock that I inherited, and I sold the stock.
You sold it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, you decided, this is my money, I can do what I want, so I just want to go have fun.
Basically.
Okay. So you went to a casino. Do you have a gambling problem, or did you just, this was your first?
This was my first episode. The only time I do anything stupid like that is when I have money that Angie and I hadn't worked for. I felt it was left to me when I was a child. I felt like it was mine, and I blew it.
How do you feel about it now?
Well, it was the stupidest thing I ever did. Because now my daughter's having a hard time going to college. My other daughter needs college money. It was stupid. But at the time, I was only thinking about myself.
And for 2 years, you told her you were going to work. When in fact you were going to just some motel or something.
It wasn't 2 years. It was a few months that I was trying to find a job and I couldn't. And I was worried about telling her that I couldn't find a job. So yeah, every morning I'd go check in a hotel and stay. And then when it was time for her to get off work, I'd come home.
Okay, so she thought you were going to work.
Right.
But you were just going down the street and checking into a hotel.
Right.
And what would you do?
Just sit there.
Did you ever check for a pay stub or anything?
Well, yeah, that's whenever I started noticing, and I would ask him. He said, well, they messed me over again. I don't have any money.
You said he lied about work for 24 months.
Yeah, he has been lying about work. Because you're always saying you never get paid or anything, or if you do get paid, it's just a little bit of money.
That's not recently. After I got my inheritance in 2016, I bought this house, cash we have. I bought an 18-wheeler because I drive a truck.
Yeah, there's that too.
And see, I can never do anything right. I bought a truck, tried to be a business owner, and because the truck was a lemon and I kept having to repair it, I lost it. I'm at fault because I tried to better myself. No matter what I do, I'm wrong.
You know, I asked you a minute ago, I said, there's one thing I've concluded. Did you want to know what it was? You said, maybe.
Yes.
I said, maybe I'll tell you.
Okay.
So now I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
When you're fighting about everything,
Right.
you're fighting about nothing. If the topics are interchangeable, then the topics apparently don't matter. It's the underlying issue that matters.
And what is that?
You tell me, why haven't you left?
I feel sorry for him, you know. He says he doesn't have anybody. I know he doesn't have anybody. He has just us and the girls. And, you know, my oldest daughter asked me to stay with him.
Well, let me tell you, I've talked to a lot of children that would a whole lot rather be from a broken home than live in one.
I agree.
This is an emotionally barren war zone
Right.
that they're living in.
Yes.
One of them is actually having seizures from the stress and pressure, 13 of them. John and Angie say they both want what's best for their two daughters, but saying and doing are two completely different things. In fact, the younger daughter, Paige, claims her father has physically abused her. Well, we're going to hear from the girls when we come back.
My dad has been physically abusive with me because of all the stress at home. I started to have seizures.
You're the one that don't have any problems like you do every time we go somewhere.
I don't think that my dad understands how the arguing affects me.
Tomorrow.
She abandoned her daughter to go and live with her girlfriend in a car.
I put up shades to keep people from watching us sleep.
Where is she going?
You have a tracking device on her car.
What is she doing?
The device shows some really radical behavior.
And what would happen if her parents said,
"We're not willing to take care of your child anymore. Now what are you going to do?"
I guess I've got my child living in a car with me and my girlfriend.
That's tomorrow. Then, on Wednesday, is cat hoarding taking over her life?
You can't go to dinner without her worrying about the cats.
I check in on them with the cameras.
Were you afraid they're going to watch the wrong channel or something?
That's Wednesday.
I stayed with John for the sake of my children. I feel that me staying has done more harm than good. And it's embarrassing because I'm letting this go on.
Our marriage is a roller coaster of emotional abuse. My daughters are becoming me and my wife, and that's not a pattern I want to continue. When both my daughters were born, I prayed to God that if He gave me healthy children, I would not leave them until they were 18. That's why I never talked to my wife about divorce. If she wants to leave, it's her decision.
Okay, Angie says John's lies have turned their home into a war zone, and their 19-year-old daughter, Savannah, says she's done with playing peacemaker.
My home life is like hell. Everyone has underlying anger issues. When my dad is mad, it is everyone for himself.
You're the one that don't have any problems like you do every time we go somewhere.
I feel like I can't bring people over to the house because I'm worried about my dad yelling and embarrassing me. I don't think that my dad understands how the arguing affects me. My whole family basically fights with each other.
How do you think me and Savannah feel?
How do you think we feel with you and your marriage?
My sister and I physically fight sometimes, and we get in each other's faces. My sister has the same temper as my dad.
I just want to punch you in the face. Then punch me, because I'll hit you back, I guarantee you.
My parents' marriage does make me fearful that I might have a marriage like that someday. It hurts me to see my parents at each other's throats all the time. Their relationship has messed me up.
John and Angie's 17-year-old daughter, Paige, contacted my team because she had something to say to her parents. It's on tape. Let's hear it.
My parents' marriage is a toxic disaster. It would be better if my parents would just split up instead of tearing us apart.
Don't act like you're the only with answers.
I have been begging my mom to get a divorce for years, and I found out my sister has been begging her to stay.
She's been trying to stay in the marriage since we were little kids for your dumb ass.
I asked her to until I turned 18.
I don't even want to come home anymore. My dad has been physically abusive with me. I got in his face and he pushed me against the wall and I fell. And then I ran down the stairs and he chased me through the backyard. I thought he was really gonna hit me. because of all the stress at home. I started to have seizures. This is a really stressful place. Since they started fighting, I've had 13 seizures.
And you turn everything around me.
I'm not turning it around on you, but you are the one that's going crazy.
I do not know what a good relationship looks like because we always see them fighting. They never have any problem showing how they feel about each other.
Okay, guys, thank y'all for being here. What's your take on this? I mean, you're living in it every day. What's your take on it?
Our home life is like hell. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, you knew that he cheated, and you knew and you stayed. I asked you to stay till I was 18 so that we could, like, see if we could get things together and, you know, be a family until, like, I left, because I was being selfish, I guess, on my part, because I didn't want to come home to 2 different households, you know, with my parents split up. But you knew that he cheated and you stayed, and what the hell is wrong with you spending all the money that we could have been using for the house and college? Like, I struggle to pay for college because we don't have the money to go, and I'm going. Well, I'll do whatever I have to do to go, but I'm going. But what the hell is wrong with y'all? I didn't even know, I did not even know that he cheated.
You always tell me, don't tell me anything because I don't want to deal with your problems. It's your problem.
No, you know what? I tell you not to tell me stuff if it's going to tear me apart because you know how I am.
That would tear you apart?
It did. I just saw it. It did.
But that's what I shielded you from.
What the hell is wrong with you from staying?
Thank you for what you said. We needed an adult voice in this situation. Thank you. Paige, please, what'd you have to say?
I think they should have got a divorce a while ago. I've been begging my mom for years because the house is hell and it's like a war zone every day. I have had seizures because of the stress, but I also think because of school, but they're not helping adding on to the situation at all. So I think if they can't get it together, they need a divorce for the better of our family.
So what do we do about all of this? Is it time to quit or is it time to try and fix this? I'm going to be very specific after the break.
John and I don't live a normal life at all. I've always begged John to get help for his temper and his controlling ways and his addiction. I'm worn out. This is the last straw.
I'm at the point now where if Dr. Phil needs to put that big foot up my backside or slap me upside with those meat cutters that he calls his hands, that's what I'm ready for. I've seen him save a lot of people and put a lot of smile on people's face. He picks people up off the floor every episode unless they're just knuckleheads.
People have a personal truth. Everybody out here, everybody at home, everybody in this audience has a personal truth.
Right.
And I look at you and you are in a marriage that is mentally and emotionally abusive and you put up with it because that's what you think you deserve.
That's all I know.
And believe you me, you are teaching them how men behave. You are teaching them what to expect. You are teaching them what they should expect from a man. That he's going to lie, that he's going to cheat, that he's going to steal, that he's going to be deceptive, that he is not to be trusted. And they will go find someone in your image and they will marry that son of a bitch and get exactly what you're getting to your wife.
My older daughter's already done that, and that's what I'm trying to get her away from. If
well, then that validates what I'm telling you. So you need to change what you're doing. Whether you two stay together or whether you don't, you need to change what you're doing. You need to teach these girls that you are not the image of what they need to be seeking in a partner. And the best way to do that is to change your game. Now, should you guys get a divorce or not? I don't know, because you've never worked on this marriage. You've never worked on this. Long-suffering and working are not the same thing. Give me 90 days of no kidding, seriously working on this relationship and not being a prima donna diva and hearing what is said by a hand-picked therapist that I am going to arrange for the two of you. I'm going to give you both a copy of a book I wrote a long time ago called Relationship Rescue.
Okay.
And that book is a lot of work. And it actually has a workbook with that book. And I want to give you a copy of that book. I'm going to give you a copy of that workbook. I'm going to give you an audio of that book so you can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it when you go to bed. I want you to I want you to learn that book so much you can teach it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do the next level of something with you. I'm going to send you to a retreat as a couple, okay, to a place called Onsite in Tennessee, where you can really hit the reset button. Onsite is the worldwide leader in intensive workshops, and they will work with you as a couple. They specialize in those that have been through emotional trauma and have mental health issues that invade their lives, invade their families. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying?
I agree. I also have a question too. Like,
ask it.
What do we do about us?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Oh,
what do we do?
I'm getting to you next.
Okay. Okay.
Right after the break. Now, you two are casualties. I mean, you've been in this war zone. You got to be shell-shocked in this. You're going to be part of, as this unfolds with these therapists, with them, there's going to be a point at which this becomes a family dynamic, and these therapists are going to ask you guys to be involved in some way. And I think you need and deserve to have some real individual help and balance, not just in terms of helping you know what to do with everything that you've been exposed to here, but also how to move forward and launch in the right way. So I want each of you to have some individual help, not just in terms of accommodating to and reacting to what's happened here, but also in terms of a very focused life coach for both of you to make plans going forward in terms of college and career and managing all of the things and assets that you have going forward. And I assume you have proper diagnostic workups concerning the seizures that you're having?
Not really.
Not right now. I don't.
Nobody knows why.
That's a no?
That's a no.
Yeah, then we need to look into that. I'm going to get Dr. Frank Lawless and his team at P&P in Dallas, Texas, his neurological team, to review all of those records, and they may very well want you to come in and do a brain scan and look at some things and be sure we have a complete handle on that as well. So I want to look at these girls really strong in a straight up way, independent of what's going on here. Okay, so we're going to work on that. It's really important that you have a good plan and a good strategy going forward.
Thank you.
Fair enough?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Fair enough?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Onsite and Miles Adcox for offering to help this family, and to Frank Lawless and the P&P Center for helping out with Paige. So I hope you guys wind up at Onsite. You're going to have to earn your way there by doing the things that you're doing, and we're going to follow up and stay on top of this. So season 17 is underway, and to celebrate this major milestone, Robin has something special that could change your look on life.
That's right. Well, I believe we all want to look our very best, and that's why I created my luxury skincare line. And to celebrate our 17th season, I have just developed 4 brand new, amazing facial masks.
Yeah, she certainly has. And these masks are just not for women. I've often said the top of my head is her research lab. We have a tennis court at my house, and I have tennis players from all over the place come over and play. She actually came down and put these masks on me and my tennis buddies at the tennis court down there, and I have to say, every one of them has pestered me ever since. These guys are so vain. They now want these masks, so she's had to bring